What's up, athletes? Welcome to today's workout. Today we have an 8-minute leg workout, and I have to admit I am so nervous to do this because I know it's gonna burn and I have not tried it yet. So we're gonna be doing this today together. All right, we have 8 minutes. We have 2 exercises, and we're gonna be alternating between these 2 exercises for the full 8 minutes, working for 45 seconds and resting for 15 seconds. Your first exercise today is a wall sit. So we've done our wall sit in the past if you've been watching and following along, but if not, remember that we're getting into a squat position. We want our knees and our hip crease to be at the same level. We're gonna drive our knees out and we're gonna put our hands here on our shoulders. So that we're gonna hold for 45 seconds. As we switch to the next exercise, we're gonna get into an all-4 position. Okay, so we're gonna start on all 4, and we are going to start in a hovered position. So get on all 4, you're gonna hover, knees up for a couple inches above the mat, and we're gonna come up and come back down. All right, so very similar to our buckle under, except that our position is slightly more at a down dog position on this exercise. All right, so we are gonna call them on all 4s. We're gonna call these guys a hovered on all 4 position. How's that for a new exercise that I am so nervous about doing? All right, that said, let's get this going. Get your water, get the music going, and we are going to do 4 brutal rounds of these. All right, here we go. Ready? Find your wall in 3, 2, 1, and go. That's it. Get nice and comfortable. Sink into it. Relax the legs, drive the knees out, stay nice and tight, stay nice and strong, and drive that breath. I really hope those 15 seconds of rest will be enough. I'm sure you're thinking the same thing, but what's exciting about today is that it's only 8 minutes. In 8 minutes, we are done. That's it. Keep breathing. Good job, athletes. That's it. 10 more seconds. Find that pace for today. And a few more seconds here. 3, 2, 1, and rest. Amazing. 1 down, 4 to go. All right, let's get into all 4. What do we call this? We call this our hovered all 4s. All right, I'm still on all 4s. I'm not hovering yet. 3, 2, 1, and up. All the way up. Come down and hover. That's it. This exercise, you should feel your quads, so the top of your legs, above your knees working. You may also feel this in your calves, depending on where your strength lies. Should not be painful around the knees. My secret, usually, my madness and methodology, is just to find a rhythm and a way that I could just keep going without ever having to stop to catch my breath. So it doesn't matter what your speed is, really just matters that you stay consistent and break. Okay, I feel my quads, and that was round 1. Oh man. Okay, here we go. 5 seconds. If you're finding that you want a little bit more today, 3, 2, 1. I invite you to put some weights here. So I've got a 20-pound dumbbell here in front of me. I could have put that on my lap just to add a little bit more resistance. But because we are doing these 2 leg exercises back to back, we're all set for today. And I'm gonna test it out. And I love to repeat workouts too because I get to see how I've progressed. I usually write down how it went. I write down the format that I used, if I've modified, and that way when I repeat, I know that I'm getting stronger. And so much more encouraging to show up when you know that this is working for you. So please make sure you're tracking somehow. And in your app, in your notebook, break. In your calendar, just always write down what you've done, how it went, and the modification that you used. All right, good, 5 seconds. Whew. 3, 2, 1, and up. That's it. Take your time. I don't want to say I'm using this one as my rest because believe me, my quads are on fire, but I can find my rhythm here. Whereas in the wall sit, we have a static hold. We're holding that position without movement. Here, we get to change the rhythm of the movement, change the speed, and just keep breathing. I'm so excited. We're halfway done. Good job. If you can go a little bit faster than me today, go ahead. Amazing job. If you are slow and steady, then amazing also for being here today. And rest. All right, 50% down. Let's keep going. I feel my legs. How you feeling? Okay, ready? 3, 2, 1, and go. That's it. Okay. Personally, for me, these wall sits are harder today than that hovered all four position because, again, like I was saying before, I can control the movement, I can control the speed, and I don't know how you feel. Which one feels harder for you? So again, is a good indication as to what you're really using as your dominant muscle. Right now I'm using my quads. I can tell I just did some quad exercises and my quads are still on fire. So how about I create awareness to maybe focus on my glutes, focus on my hamstrings, focus on my calves, and just shift that work to another muscle group. All right, rest. Oh, yes, yes. All right, good. It's all counting, athletes. It's all counts. Every little bit that we do counts. 3, 2, 1, and up. And truly, that's why these workouts are so effective. They really don't need so much of your day. They are short, they are intense, and they are super, super effective when it comes to results. And back in the day, when I was younger, before I had kids, I had so much time to get to the gym. I had 2 hours to spend on cardio machines and weight machines, working different muscle groups in isolation. And obviously, as fun as that was and is, and many of us can relate, once we are busier in life with kids or careers or any of those other things break, it becomes a very difficult routine to sustain. So with just 20 minutes put aside every single day to do one of these workouts is truly more than enough to get you the results that you want. 3, 2, 1, and up. And nutrition then becomes a very important factor. So truly, I don't train more than 20 minutes a day, and you're following along with me on most of the workouts I'm doing here, but very similar, short duration, just a lot of reps, always making sure the form is clean. That's really, really important. Push through those hamstrings, athletes, and seeing a lot of results because you're working your body in a way that's challenging your cardiovascular capacity, that's challenging your strength, your power, your endurance, and again, shortened amount of time. So to sustain something long-term, it really has to make sense, has to fit your schedule. You have to be able to create time for it. 3, 2, 1, and break. And if you're doing this at home, which is where I do a lot of my workouts too, I also do a lot of these workouts while I travel, you know that you don't need a lot of equipment. So it also becomes then very, very easy to keep up. 3, 2, 1, and go. And as mentioned last time, nutrition becomes very important because it then becomes about recovery. So eating the right foods to fuel your performance, fuel your recovery, eating more often of the whole foods that nourish us, that serve us, and eating less often of the foods that don't serve us. And that's all the processed food, refined foods, anything that is not whole food. So whole food is a food that comes from nature in its most complete form. And that is all that I really focus on as my big quote-unquote rule around eating, is that just to make sure I'm eating most of my food coming from whole foods as much as possible. 3, 2, 1, and break. I hope I have talked you through that. I hope that you are feeling so good about your legs being on fire, like the way mine are. Good job for showing up for you, for always putting your self-care first. Remember that I love to hear your comments, so please comment. Let me know how this went. Maybe you want to keep going. Maybe you want to add on a couple more rounds and get that burn a little bit more charged up for today. Otherwise, check out some of the links I have for you for some other workouts. Remember to like the video and subscribe so that we continue to work out together. Now, athletes, go fuel up with some of those whole foods we just mentioned and meet me in the next workout.